everyone, I'm Nicole Nark, Arkansas real estate broker, and welcome back to my channel with videos to help you find your way home. If you've clicked on this video, you're probably doing a lot of research on the USDA Rural Development Loan. So today I'm excited to be talking through the two different avenues to get this loan, the USDA Direct versus the USDA Guaranteed, so that you can identify which one would be best for you and your family. Through working with clients who have used the USDA Rural Development Loan programs, I have identified 8 differences that I will be breaking down so that you can identify which route you should take to get the loan. The first difference between USDA Guaranteed and Direct comes with loan funding. So if you are going to get the USDA Direct program, this means that you are getting funding directly from USDA, the agency. Now, this is a government agency, just like the DMV or Social Security Administration, anything like that. With that being said, if you use the Direct program to get the Rural Development Loan, this program gets a government funding with a budget just like any other government agency. So I have had some clients who are pre-approved and in line to get this loan, but sometimes the Direct program does not have funds. They are waiting on their government funding. So that differs from the Guaranteed program. To apply for the Guaranteed route, you would not go directly through USDA. Instead, you would go through a private bank or lender that has been approved to be in a partnership with USDA. And what that means is that this lender would be able to give you the USDA loan, and you would apply through them and work through this lender rather than the government agency. What will happen here is that when you buy the house, this private lender will front the money. So you're not having to wait on those USDA funds. They already have them and will give them to you. Then this private lender is guaranteed that backing by USDA. So that's where the term guaranteed comes from. It doesn't mean that you're guaranteed to be approved or anything like that, but the direct loan is directly from the government agency. The guarantee means that you're working with a third-party private lender who is giving you the funds to use this loan type, and then they are guaranteed backed those funds by USDA. The second difference between the guaranteed and direct path to the USDA loan has to do with income limits. The Direct program specifically outlines that they cater to very low and low income individuals, whereas the Guaranteed program caters specifically to low to moderate income individuals. Now, this may not seem very different, but there is a big difference on the income that you and your family can make when it comes to qualifying. For example, in my area of Central Arkansas, you can get the Guaranteed loan and still make up to $90,000 a year for a family of 4. Whereas if you were going to go for the Direct route, where they are catering from very low to low income individuals, that income limit for a family of 4 people or less would be right around $50,000. So you can see here, it's the same final loan product that you're receiving, but depending on the path you go, you could be rejected if you apply for the wrong way to get the funds. So in the description box, I will leave a link where you can see the very low, moderate income brackets for your specific area, so that you can see for the amount of family members you have living in your home where you fall, and that way you can know which one of these avenues you should take. Credit score is the third difference between the Guaranteed and Direct loan programs. The Guaranteed loan program, like we talked about, is coming from a bank or a private lender. So with that comes bank overlays. Every single bank or mortgage company out there has the right to restrict their clients and the buyers that they lend to. So with that being said, the direct loan over here for USDA does not have a firm credit score minimum. They are very flexible and they will review your file, and through many different factors will determine if they will lend to you. On the other hand, the guaranteed program that you can get from private lenders will have a hard stop minimum credit score set across all of the loan types that they offer, regardless of what they are or what USDA Direct requires. So typically, this guaranteed credit score minimum is usually around a 640. Some banks will do 620, but mainly I see 640s here. Whereas if you have a 580 or so, you may be approved for this direct loan over here. If you've seen my other USDA videos, you know I've talked about how the USDA loan allows you to buy with 100% financing, so you have zero money down, but you are restricted on the areas that you can buy in. It does have to be a rural area. Along with this, the fourth differentiator between the guaranteed and the direct ways to get the USDA loan is that the direct program does specify property size, whereas the guaranteed program has no direction on this at all. So if you are considering going through the direct program and applying through the USDA agency, just know that you will not be allowed to buy a home that is more than 2,000 square feet. Whereas the guaranteed loan, they do not set any square footage requirements and they do not care. So that's another differentiator just to kind of keep in mind. Number 5, the fifth difference between the direct program and the guaranteed program comes to home buyers education. This is another little tricky thing that the USDA Direct program likes to sneak in. If you have never bought a house before, or you have not owned a house in the last 3 years and you are applying for the USDA Direct Loan, they will require you to go through a home buyer's education course and get a little certificate saying that you completed it before you buy your house. Now, they will tell you where to go for these classes, and sometimes you can take them online. So don't try to jump the gun and start some coursework early that you may not be needing to take. It's a requirement for the direct loan and not required at all for the guaranteed portion. So regardless of which way you decide to purchase your home with the USDA loan, I always recommend every single buyer that I work with gets a home inspection. And when it comes to home inspection, that is another differentiator between the direct and guaranteed loan programs. The direct loan program will require you to hire a home inspector, pay for that home inspection out of pocket, and provide a copy of the full inspection report to them in order to complete your purchase. Now, this is frankly quite bizarre. There is not a single other loan program out there that will require you to have an inspection and also require that you turn in the inspection report from the licensed inspector. The guaranteed program definitely does not require this, always recommends an inspection, but they do not want to see the inspection report. Seventh difference between the direct and the guaranteed programs comes to your escrow account. The way that these two, the direct and guaranteed, differ when it comes to your escrow account is that it's typical for a lender to require a few months of your escrow funds to get this account started on the front end. And that's how the guaranteed program works. Your lender will have your insurance policy. They will know exactly what the home taxes are, and they will likely require that you start this account up front with maybe 3 months of those funds. So for example, if your insurance was going to be $100 a month, they would want you to put $300 in this account up front. And that's just to account for any shortages that could come up with your yearly bills for taxes and insurance coming in. They want to make sure that you are 100% covered in the event that they, for some reason, underestimated what those would actually be. Now, the direct program differs greatly here. I was working with a client who went through the direct program and they were not told that they had to pay for the full 12-month policy for their insurance up front. So these were extra fees that they were not told about. So that's something to keep in mind. Regardless of which way you decide to go, you may need to bring a little bit of money to the closing table to start up those escrow accounts. But depending on which way you're getting the loan, these numbers and the amount that you have to bring to closing could differ greatly. Purely, I'm going to speak on from my experiences as an agent, guiding my clients through the process of using both of these different types. I have spoken to some people who have had great experiences on direct, horrible experiences on direct, great experiences doing USDA guaranteed, horrible experiences at USDA guaranteed. It really just is, it depends on a lot of factors. However, universally, this is what I have noticed. Regardless of which way you go, your USDA loan is probably going to take about 45 to 60 days during your under contract period. And that is from the day the seller accepts your offer to the day that you go to the title company, you sign all of your documents, bring any money that you need to close, and get your keys. It's about a 45 to 60 day period. USDA Direct, because it is a government agency, often will get behind. They are not typically the most organized because their employees and their underwriters are working 8 to 5. They're off on major holidays. Things like the coronavirus shut them down for a while. And there was a time this year when they were 2 months behind and they were taking weeks to process applications. They definitely will get back to you, but just expect longer return times when dealing with them. On the other hand, sometimes the guaranteed loan officers can be difficult as well, but most of the time you will get through that process faster. Usually these loan officers are on a commission-based structure, so they are usually going to be working longer hours. They're usually going to get a hold of you quicker because they want you to close on your home too, because that's when they get paid. Additionally, because of this, you're usually going to be able to get a hold of these people faster, and the guaranteed program is completely pre-underwritten by their loan office, and then it's only sent to USDA for final review. So it's just a short amount of time when you go through the guaranteed program that USDA actually has their hands on your file versus the entirety of your loan if you go through the direct program. I hope that this video provided you with some guidance as to which route you should take in order to hopefully get pre-approved. Don't forget to check out my other video, which I made, explaining the differences between down payment and closing costs. Because remember, even when you are using something like the USDA loan where you will have no down payment, you will still have closing costs, and those are important to plan for. So I will link that right above now. Make sure to check that one out, and I will see you in the next one.